Well, g'day and welcome to another edition of Fishing Western Australia. We've got an action-packed show for you guys today, so sit back, relax and enjoy this.
Coming up on today's show, Nick and I head to the Mackerel Islands, one of my favourite WA fishing destinations. When you get to the Mackerel Islands in the beautiful Pilbara region of WA, it doesn't take long to realise you are in one of our state's most prized sports fishing destinations. 10 islands make up the Mackerel cluster, and Thevenard Island, which is just 25 k's off the coast of Onslow, is the ideal base for the dedicated sports fishermen. There are so many different species that inhabit these waters. Inshore, around the islands, you can expect to catch dart, queenfish and huge long toms. Offshore, the action is even better, and well-known places like Airlie Island produce mackerel, cobia, big queenies and many different types of trevally.
Right, well here we are, Mackerel Island group. This one here is Airlie Island. Very familiar with it. Tomo, a mate of mine, and I came over here the other year thinking it was Thevenard. Thevenard's got 3 tanks, Airlie's got 2. Don't make the same mistake. Plenty of fish around here too, so sit back, relax, watch this.
Oh, yes!
Whack. Straight up.
Yep.
The old soft plastics. They work wonders in these sort of situations.
What type of soft plastic have I got on, Nick?
This is a snapback, 5-inch jerk shad.
Just goes to show you can find anything out here.
Just goes to
All
show you how
sorts of
productive
species.
soft plastics are too.
Wow, they actually have blue teeth. That's why they're called a blue bone, have a blue skeleton, Nick.
That's right, exactly right. Very closely related to our baldfin down south.
Very good eating as well. Just a little one, put him back in the water.
You see what this is? This is what the Mackerel Islands is famous for, floating plumes of weed. Now in these floating plumes of weed are small crustaceans, little prawns, little crabs, little bait fish and things like that. And these big golden trevally swim around underneath them, sucking them and plucking them from the weed. It's an amazing little fishery. What you want to do is get a little soft plastic or a fly, flick it in there, let it sink down under the weed, twitch, 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 kabangski. How you doing, Lise?
I'm doing well. Oh, really well now, Nick.
Oh, there goes another rod.
I almost went in then.
Well done, Lisa. Oh. Right, you controlling him all right, Lise?
Sore arms.
Sore arm?
I know.
I thought you'd be used to this. Apparently, Lisa's one of the, well, probably the only woman in the world that's ever suggested to her husband to come here on a honeymoon. How was that, Lise? Did you enjoy that?
I did, Nick, and my partner's very jealous that I'm up here again without him.
You can certainly feel
Lovely.
the difference between using a short rod and a long rod, can't you, Lisa?
Definitely, Nick.
Longer the rod, more pressure on you, less on the fish. Shorter the rod, more pressure on the fish, less on you. That's why we use short stroker rods for game fishing.
It's not a huge fish, but it's actually giving me a fair bit of trouble.
Notice Lisa's using her thumb on the spool here to stop the fish from taking line rather than using a drag. That's what you should be doing.
Yep, I can just take my hand off when I want to let the fish run and put my hand back on it if I want to put pressure on.
Hey Lisa, look at all these fish. There's golden trevally, silver drummer. Oh wow, gold spot trevally, they're all swimming around. This is exactly what we're talking about. Weed plumes, plenty of bait in there and plenty of fish under them trying to get it out. What an amazing sight.
I don't know whether you can see that, but these fish actually get on their side and use the power of their bodies. Very powerful fish. Here we go. Okay, it's coming up now. We'll try and grab that leader and gently lift it aboard. There we go. And away it goes.
On!
It's only
Big
18
queenfish,
degrees.
usually they'll be ripping off 100 metres of line and cartwheeling through the air. Shallow water, 18, 19 degrees, isn't it, Lise?
18 degrees at the moment.
Too shallow, look at it to get out of the back. Woo-hoo. He's a big fish, I'm going to be here for quite a while. He's still shaking his head trying to get rid of the pupper. Whoa! Unreal. Little rooster poppers. Doesn't matter how big the blooping popper is, just adjust it to the size of the fish and the species. They'll work every time. Look at that for a queenfish. That's a horse. Won't jump? Yes, he does. Yeah. Come on, do it again. You might notice all the other fish swimming around him over here. Big golden trevally down here with him. He's a fair lump of a queenfish, this one, Lise.
That's a beauty, Nick.
Here he goes, he's going to jump.
He's not
Here
done
he
yet.
goes.
Woo!
Oh! Braided line's got no stretch, so you don't get a chance to make any mistakes.
There he goes again.
He's not going to jump. Oh, he's strong. Unfortunately, the only thing I don't like about hooking big queenfish on poppers is quite often the poppers have got two sets of treble hooks on them. A queenfish's gills are extremely close to its mouth, so with a bit of luck, he'll be hooked right in the corner of the mouth on this treble, and we won't be damaging his gills.
Will queenies release well, Nick?
Well, they generally will, Lisa, if you don't tire them out too hard. That's the problem with hooking them on really light line. Treble hook's got him right in the corner of the mouth and just in the bottom fin there, so that should be okay. I might just actually grab myself a net and just slide this one over the side, de-hook him properly, try and get him back in. He's looking really tired. Yep, just net him, yep.
Got him.
Beautiful. Okay, lift
I
him.
can't lift
Can you lift him? Come on. There we go. That's a queenfish.
Wow, that is huge. Wow, Nick.
Try and get him back in the water as quickly as possible.
He's a bit injured.
I don't know what that's from. That's an old injury, see it? It's almost healed over. Feel this fish in the water. Yeah, he's feeling strong, he's gonna kick. Off he goes. Okay, he's off. That's just like we like to see, isn't it? That fish has provided me with a lot of sport, so do the right thing by them. Get them back in the water, look after them, keep the slime on their body, hook them in the corner of the mouth, don't use J-hooks. Everybody up here in the Mackerel Islands is finally starting to realise this. No more coming up here and bottom bouncing and catching heaps of fish, taking them home. The charter operators up here, they're all into catch and release. Everybody's looking after this fishery. Great fishery, hopefully it'll be here for years to come.
You on, Nick?
Yep.
Woohoo!
Whew. I just couldn't get my fly deep enough through the water column for him then, so I just went and got a little soft plastic, dropped that down on him, twitch, twitch, kaboom, scar. He wants that reef over there. I'm gonna stop him. A bit more drag. Yeah, like that. Might notice these little spinning outfits we're using today. The Shimano spin reels. This is a Saros, Lisa's using a little Stratic, but it doesn't really matter. You could be using anything. Little Certate, little Daiwa, anything really. As long as it's got a nice smooth drag system and a quick retrieve ratio and a nice fast tapered rod like this. This is a Shimano T-curve. Beautiful.
Wow. Ooh. Okay. You can probably see that this fish put up a good fight, especially for me. I'm not a particularly strong person, but as long as you've got your technique okay. As Nick's taught me before, to hold onto my reel.
Oh, I can pull.
Where's your fish gone?
He's just down here. There. Hello. Probably wondering what he's doing. Why are you kicking around like that? Why are you on your side? What's the problem? Trying to help him. That's what they're trying to do. Give him moral support.
Yep,
You got a gold spot.
I do.
Now it's interesting that I was actually having a conversation with a gentleman this morning that's fished this area for 35 years. G'day Bruce, if you're watching. What he was explaining to us was that this is the old coastline. All these Mackerel Islands through here, this is where the old coast used to be. And what's happened over the centuries, the water's pushed in through here and created this massive marine nursery. It's a breeding zone for all these fish. You wonder why people have come up here for so long and caught so many fish, and the fishery's still held up to it, because it's a big, beautiful breeding ground. That's why we try to look after these fish so much when we come up here.
Beautiful gold spot. Let's get this one back in the water and catch another one.
Right, out she comes. This is the soft plastic we've been using, 5-inch jerk shad by Snapback in albino, and a 1/4 ounce 5.0 TT jig head. Match those together, and that's a lethal combination. And there's the finished result, a beautiful golden trevally. Have a look at the big, beautiful lips on that. Let's get him back in, eh? Back you go, buddy.
Yes, got it!
Woo! Nor'wester, I bet you that's a Spangled Emperor or Norwest snapper that she's just hooked up on here.
So
You know, we're trying to wrap them together. Beautiful.
It'll be anything but that.
I guarantee you that'll be it. I saw it. Look at it. I've got it. Oh, it's not. It's tournament. Oh. Oh well.
Good call, Nick.
Yeah, another good call.
Oh,
You ever caught a Chinaman cod?
I have, Nick.
You have?
Yep.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Beautiful colours. Okay, I just saw Nick had hooked onto a gold spot. There was lots of fish following it, so I just dropped my soft plastic straight down. Got myself a nice Chinaman. Look at the colours on these fish. Beautiful.
Why do they call them a Chinaman, Lise?
Good question, Nick.
Is it the fins here, or
Don't know.
the stripes, or
The-
they don't look like a Chinaman, do
They
they?
don't at all.
No.
Let's get this one back in. Woo! Away it goes.
Okay, now here we are. Just come down to the water's edge. We've got a couple of muleys and I'm just going to break them up into little fine pieces and just introduce them into the water. What that's going to do is encourage the fish to come and feed into this little whitewater zone here, which is also within our casting range. So sit back, relax, watch this. Come on, here, chook, 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 chook. This dark patch here, see them?
Let's get a
Cast
lure in there,
upwind,
Nick.
let the lure come down beneath them, bring it through. Right there. Whack, whack.
On already.
It is Long Tom City. They bit me off. No, here he goes. Oh, watch this. Whack.
Woo!
Pulled out. Look at him. See him out there? I'll bring it across the surface. Got him?
Come on! Woo! See that? Oh, it's taking drag.
Whoa, that's a
It's
monster.
a whopper.
That thing's about 4 foot long.
It's trying to
Got a
swim
head on
away.
it like a dog. It's huge. That's one of the biggest long toms I've ever seen. Whack. Oh, look at his mate. Whack. Oh. Whack. Oh. He's hard to hook. Look at him right there.
Oh, such aggressive fish, these long toms. I'm just keeping some nice firm pressure on this line. If I give it any slack, this long tom's just going to jump and throw the lure out of its mouth.
How you going with that, Leaf?
Just going to start
Struggling?
walking backwards.
Have a go at it. That's the biggest long tom I've ever seen.
The size of it.
That's it. Walk him
your
up.
toes.
Walk him up. That's a crocodile.
Wow. Wow.
It's amazing. I've never seen one that long.
Never seen one that big?
Nah.
Me neither.
Look at
Nick. I'm stoked.
Look at that for a long tom. That's enormous. And have a look at the teeth on him. That's
Great
why we
fun.
use pliers to get the hooks out. Anyway, let's get this fella back in.
Yes!
Yep.
Woohoo!
Well, yep, double hook up.
Double hook up. Is
Little
they long?
trevally, eh?
Is it?
Feels like little trevally. Little head shakers.
Nice little
That's
head
why we
shake.
went down to those 30-gram slices instead of the 40s. They look like smaller fish out there. Oh,
Oh,
you pulled out?
just dropped mine in the surf.
Quick, get a cast out. There's heaps of them out there. Now what you do is when you've got a fish in a shore break situation like this, all the turbulent water that's sucking back quite often drags the fish off the hook. So when you get them into this area here, you just play them nice and easy.
I'm on
Then when you
again.
get the water coming in, you just lead them in like this. Lisa, you on again?
Yep. Second cast.
Look at him
Second
trying
fish.
to swim. Yeah, little giant trevally they are.
So much fun, these fish.
Woo-hoo-hoo. The idea, Lisa, is just to leave a lot of line between your rod tip and the fish. A lot of people make the mistake of winding the lure or the fish right up to their tip like this. Bad move. Can't control the fish, can't reach the fish. What you're better off doing is having a lot of line out,
You can
just
reach.
like that. You can pick your fish up,
Yours is bigger than mine, Nick.
always. When you put your reel down on the sand, you're going to put the handle down so it doesn't get all
Yep.
sandy.
Doesn't do them any good. Beautiful little trevally. There's heaps of these all around these islands. Just love it. Let's get him back in the water.
These are giant trevally, Lisa. See the tail flukes on them? They're like razor blades, even at this size.
Very sharp.
Yep, these things grow to over 60 to 80 kilos and they're unstoppable at that size.
So
Right,
much
let's get
fun to
these
catch.
back so they can grow. Look at this. This is a huge dart. I've seen him in the water out there. Look at the size of him. I've never seen one this big. It's a long time out there harassing him as well. It's all happening. Like we said earlier, we just walked down there, introduced a little bit of burley to the area. Fish come in feeding on it, put a fly in there that imitates the little piece of burley, and wacko, we're on. It's a good fish, real good fish. Just see him out there, flickering out there. Oh, he's still pulling drag. Very, very strong, these darts. Like a trevally. Very, very thin through the body, but very, very deep also. So they've got a lot of power. Big forked tail. Oh, oh, look at him, he's a monster. Absolute monster. Here he comes. Just got to work him through this shore break. This is where the dart live. Right on the edge there, right where he's swimming right now. That's where they live. All this food and everything that's getting washed back into the water for them, it's exactly why they're there. Here he comes now. Oh, he's off. It's a beautiful fish. 2, 3, 4, 5 beautiful big spots. A long time had to go at him in the water, chasing him around. Look at the coloration in that tail. I don't know if you can make that out on the camera. It's beautiful purple hues on there. Bright silver body, beautiful big black fins. Anyway, let's
Such
get
an
him back.
elegant looking fish.
It's a beautiful fish.
Well done, Nick.
What a beautiful fish. And what a lot of fun on the fly, eh?
A lot of rockfish out here. Get this one back in the water as quick as possible.
Come back with my lure.
Today's tip is about leader. You'll often see on the show that we use a wide range of different leaders. However, here are a couple of our favourites. This Berkeley Vanish leader is super light, which makes it great for chasing bream and trout. It's really invisible to the fish, which means that it won't spook them and it will increase your hookup rate. However, when we're going out chasing those big fish, when we're bottom bouncing or trolling, we need something much tougher. We choose Black Magic Leader. It's super, super tough, can withstand abrasion from rocks and reefs, and means that you're not going to lose those fish when you're hooked up. So come down to BCF, check out this Berkeley Vanish leader, which is nice and light, and check out this tougher leader, Black Magic. We hope you've enjoyed the show today. Can't wait to see you again next week.